What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys all have an amazing day. In this video, I'm going to be looking at one of the factors that I see a lot of people, I think, over worry about when it comes to the NBA draft. Now, let's get right into it. Now, when you look at any other league, maybe not any other league, but at least I'm looking at the NFL side. Players come into the NFL at 22, 23 years old. So that is young in the NFL. But if there's a player in the NBA coming in at 22 or 23, they're considered old. And I just don't think that should be the way it is. Players don't hit their prime until 27, 28, around that area. Maybe earlier, maybe a little bit later. Every player is different. But I just think that, players that stay in college multiple years, I think they're some of the most underrated players in this year's draft. So I've picked out just a couple of players you can see here at the top. Um, these first three I'll be looking at, we got Christian Brown, sorry. He spent 3 years at Kansas. He was very good at Kansas. See, first year, he was all right. He wasn't playing the most minutes, see, 18 minutes per game. Now we go to the second year, he was getting 10 points, now 30 minutes last year, or the year before, yeah, last year, technically. 14 points, 34 minutes, and he's been one of the best rookies in this year's draft. We look at Walker Kessler, who is in the race for Rookie of the Year. He spent 1 year at UNC, 1 year at Auburn. Those are only 2 years. How old is he? Doesn't say his age. It doesn't say his age, but that's only 2 years. It's not like he's extremely old. But people think if I spend 2 years in college, I'm gonna be too old. That's just not the thing. And then here we can look at Andrew Nemhard, who was having a really good year this year. He's kind of, not really fallen off, but stepped down a little bit. Um, you see here, he spent 4 years in college, and he's been one of the better rookies in this year's NBA draft. Now, these are just three players at the first three in the most recent draft class. Now we can look at other draft class. We see Herb Jones. He spent 4 years at Alabama. You can see him getting better every single year. It's getting about the same minutes first 2 years, and then third year really jumped up to 26, and then 27 his senior year. He's one of the best defenders in the NFL. I'm a huge Herb Jones fan. Now look at Desmond Bane. Here, 4 years at TCU. You can see him getting better every single year, getting more minutes every single year. Some people would say, could be the second best player on that Grizzlies team behind Ja Morant. He's a phenomenal basketball player, and that experience in college really helped him. Now we can look at somebody I really like PJ Tucker's story. PJ Tucker, he had 3 years at Texas, and then he got 1 year in the NBA, then had to go overseas, then came back, and now he's one of the most impactful players in the whole entire NBA. Now these last three players I'll be looking at have a little bit different stories. They're kind of people that I think can be very good, that spent multiple years in college. Right here, Christian Koloko. I'm a huge fan of him coming out the draft. He spent 3 years in college. He's one of the better defenders I've seen play. He switches very well, moves his feet well. Obviously, still has to get used to the NBA a little bit. Offensive game isn't good, but I think he's one of those players that spent 3 years in college, but he's still young though. I believe he's around 22. Like I said, people don't hit their prime until 26, 27. So I think him still being young is obviously going to help him, and having the more experience in college, I think, can help him too. I think he can be very good. Next player in this upcoming NBA draft, Jalen Wilson. You see here, 4 years at Kansas, getting better every single year. I think he could be an overall top 15 talent in this year's draft, because we're going to get our busts, we know we're going to get our booms, but we need those players that are going to be overall solid. And I think that's what Jalen Wilson's going to be in the NBA. So seeing him in the second round I think it's crazy to me. I really do. But obviously, I understand you don't want to take him with a top 5 pick because he doesn't have that extreme boom potential. But I think he has a really good floor, which is why I would say, take him in the middle of the first round to late first round. I don't see why he would go any later. Now, Adem Bona, I know he's a freshman, and he's going up on people's mock drafts, but if he were to take one more year at UCLA, I think he could be a phenomenal draft player, or a phenomenal player, sorry. I think that he has so much potential, and no matter what he does, I think it's going to be good, but I would honestly love to see him take one more year at UCLA and really dominate, and just clean up some of the stuff that he's not great at right now, and he can be a phenomenal player next year when he'll only be around 19, 20. he's going to be very good whether he decides to go into the draft or spend one more year. But if he takes one more year at UCLA, I don't see why he would drop in anybody's mock draft or why his age should hurt him. Now, obviously, that's just my opinion. I'm curious to know what you guys think. I think, like I said in this video a million times, I think people that stay in college multiple years are they're some of the most underrated players in the draft. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys did enjoy, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.